Been a great 50 years. I have to say this. I've never worked a day in my life. It's all been a pleasure. It's all been a joy. It's all been God's will. It's a wonderful, wonderful, amazing life. How can you possibly match the gift that we have to bring people to the sacraments? I imagine in 50 years, maybe 20,000 times I've taken a piece of bread in my hands and said, "This is my body." I knew that it was no longer bread but Christ that was there before me. What a gift. How can you possibly compare the gift? Having someone come to you and say, "Father, it's been years since I've been to the sacrament of reconciliation. Would you hear my confession?" Certainly, certainly. And after a time, raise my hands and say, "I absolve you in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit," and see the smile and see the joy, the relaxation within that person, as he knows he is now free from sin. What a gift we have to bring. Bring a child to the font, take water, say, "I baptize you in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit." Know that that person's journey of faith has begun. What a gift we have to bring. What a wonderful, wonderful life. To stand at the altar in front of two young people who have just said their yes to each other. They will spend their life together as husband and wife. To hold their hands together and say, what God has joined together, people must never divide. Know that they have begun their journey together after their yes. To go into a hospital room or a home and take blessed oil, put on the forehead or on the hands, the person who is ill. Say, "I anoint you. May the Lord who frees you from sin save you and raise you up." And sense that relaxation, that strength that comes with that sacrament. Or even surrounding a deathbed and praying with the family and saying those final words, "Go forth, Christian soul, from this life to the God who created you, to be with him forever in heaven." And know that that person is set off on the final leg of the journey to a God. With all due respect, this is a wonderful life. This indeed is the most wonderful life of all. And it's wonderful because we can bring Christ to people and people to Christ. Yes, the church has changed radically, dramatically in these 50 years. I said my first Mass in Latin. But after 50 years, it's still about Christ. And it's still about people. Bringing Christ to people and people to Christ. And ministering with people as well. Hope in some way. In some way, I made a difference in some lives. But if you remember nothing else from this afternoon, remember this. I made it from my heart. You have done much more for me than I've ever done for you. Could not possibly have ministered these years without your love, your support, your friendship, your loyalty. I appreciate it. I appreciate all that you are. We as church must continue to minister together. We are God's people. We must share with each other, minister to each other, until that final chapter is written in our lives. The first chapter was a yes. The final chapter, when we stand before heaven's gates and see Mary and Jesus greet us and welcome us and say to us, "Well done, good and faithful servants." You know, then, finally, our journey, our story is over, and we will live happily ever after.